Perfect. We should be live. Let me just double check on my end. All right, we're on. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tile Time Podcast. We got Harry in the building tonight.
What's going on, y'all?
Harry, why don't you start with giving us a little bit of your bio, man? Let in case they don't know you, who you are and what you do and all the above, man. How you got into it?
Yeah. So, real quick question though, we're not live on Instagram right now. We're just on the.
So we're live on Instagram with mine with Skyline Tile LLC. For some reason, Tile Time Podcast it won't stream over there for some reason. We've been trying to put a new stream key on. It's on YouTube, and then it'll kick over to mine. And then when Kyle hops on, he's supposed to put his on too, so that way we can get out to as many people as possible.
Okay, so I want to have it pulled up on my
for the comments. So click on my live, and it should work.
Okay, all right. So, well, I guess here we go. Just to get started, I'm Harry, owner of CNB Renovations out of Ladson. Oh shit, I don't want that going on though. My bad. Out of
You're good.
Ladson, South Carolina, and I am what you can call, I guess, jack of all trades. When I got into construction, I didn't get into any specific trade. I just kind of got into this because I had a sink or swim moment. So
hell yeah.
I got into my first solo job was like this tall ass 8-foot fence with like this, not your standard, dog ear picket fence. It was a horizontal fence, and there was like a 6-foot board, a 6-inch board with a 1.5-inch board. It was a weird pattern, but it was a pretty dope fence. And that was my first job on my own, apart from like these little minor jobs that I had taken before that. Actually, wow, sorry, no. Looking back, before I had that sink or swim moment, I had 2 jobs that I had taken on my own while I was working for old friend of mine. One of them was a bathroom remodel, which I ended up having to sub out to the contractor who I was working for at the time. I subbed it out to his tile guys, and I just went in there and they did all the tile because I was inexperienced whatsoever in doing any tile. So I wasn't about to take that job on. She had like marble tile for the floor. It was a small bathroom, but it was just a stand-up shower with a toilet and a vanity. But the only thing that I ended up doing in there was I did the glass. I swapped out the toilets, changed out the vanity, did the mirror, and I painted the entire bathroom. All the tile work was done by those guys. And from there, that customer actually ended up giving me about 2 more jobs, and within a few months, something like that, set apart. Then in between that time, the contractor I was working with, who I actually went to high school with, he was working with an investor, and their investor relationship, they ended up getting a divorce. So that once I kind of saw that coming, his investor and I had a talk, then him and I had a talk, and we just kind of all decided, like, I think it's best if I just go ahead and take off and see what I can do on my own, because it's just, I don't know what the future holds for all of us here. And it just seems like, not to take a shot at him, but it was already the second investor that he was working with. The first one was another military friend of his. That went south real quick. Me and that guy almost got into a fight one time in the house that we were rehabbing. Like, he came in one day just fucking pissed off about all kinds of shit, started taking out his frustration on me. I called homeboy up and I'm like, yo,
this ain't gonna work.
We grew up we went to school back home in Bridgeport. Like, so, like, at the time I could talk, like, I talked to him, that I was still talking the way I would talk back home. So I
Yeah.
called him up and I'm like, yo, bro, like, what the fuck? I'm about to have to punch this motherfucker in the face, man.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? And he's like, Harry, please just go to the Whole Foods and wait for me at the Whole Foods. And I'm like,
Oh,
all right, man. But I was ready to set it off on
yeah.
homeboy. He's
Yeah.
like,
This
you got
isn't
no
gonna
right to
work.
be on the job site. Yeah, he was coming at me crazy, dude. And I'm just like, bro, I'm just
Yeah.
here to help however, whatever way is possible. Today I'm here because I was told shit needed to be done.
Yeah.
You come
So
in
why are
here
you getting
talking
mad
all
at me?
this
I didn't
shit.
do. Yeah, I'm not the reason
Yeah,
why
bro.
you ain't
I'm
making
just
the money.
like like even though they were trying to keep everything kind of like cool and um not make me feel like I was just there to help. He tried to
Yep.
give me like a project manager position and whatnot. And he knew that I wasn't experienced for this shit, man. I came off of truck driving, man. I was working for a steel shop. The only reason he gravitated to me is because he saw that I was studying for my real estate license. So
There you go.
um he reached out to me while he was still stationed in Japan, and I'm like, dude, I'm about ready to quit this damn truck driving shit, man. I was dealing with this old motherfucker over there that he had all the seniority, and he tried to take all the deliveries that all the
Yeah.
fun shit, and just kind
Yeah.
of leave me running to the galvanizing plant and shit. That was a
Yeah.
boring drive. I wanted to be out in the city, man, because at the time we were delivering steel to the union workers up in New York City and whatnot. So, like, I
Gotcha.
wanted to be doing the fun work. But old Mario, that's his name, the old Italian dude, he was like, nah, man, I'm taking all the fun jobs. Send him to the fucking galvanizing plant or let him do
Yeah.
some work here in the shop and shit. And it was cool, man. I got to learn how to weld and all that shit. But I was tired of it. And when he reached out to me, I was like, yeah, dude. He was like, why don't you do this? I told him, I was like, I got 2 weeks of vacation coming up in January. Um, so we talked about it, and he was like, why don't you do this, man? Come down, spend 1 week here. I'll let you know what we got going on. And if you like it, the door's wide open. You come back whenever you're ready.
Yeah. There you go.
So I took that first week off. I took both weeks off consecutively because like this was all happening like right before Christmas, and we had a pretty decent break. And at that Christmas party, I was just kind of thinking, and I'm like, man, I'm about ready to fucking quit this place, man. So I took the
Yep.
2 weeks off. I told them I'd be back in a week, and and I was like, nah, man, I'm just gonna stay here in South Carolina. So I stood the 2 weeks. I went back home. I gave my 2 weeks. I put in my 2 weeks notice, and within that first month, man, I was right back down here in South Carolina doing my first. It was like a full gut job remodel on this single story ranch, and it was crazy, man, because like I got into this shit, and he was always up meeting investors and all these people, doing all this running around, and I'm just a grunt worker there, busting
Yep.
up concrete with a jackhammer, um, project managing, like just full blown project managing. He had different trades come out to do like a patio extension. He had, we did all the framing and all the like the drywall guys at the time. He had hired a crew of drywall guys, and um, they did a okay job, but there was one guy that seemed to kind of be the one in charge, and he was just like an asshole, like and
Yeah.
just it was like he was trying to run the show, and I'm like trying to communicate back with my old friend, and shit just was like, man, this is a lot more than
Yeah.
I expected. Like you really got me out here project managing, and that I don't have no experience. And the whole time after he found a second investor, he's lying to this investor, telling him like, yeah, he's been doing this for about 5 to 7 years. And the guy Moses is looking at me like, why doesn't he know what's going on? And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that I didn't know he was lying to him. So
Oh
when
God.
the whole relationship finally became, when I started realizing what was going on and realizing that they're about to split ways, when Moses called me into the truck that day, I told him, I was like, dude, like he been fucking lying to you, man. I ain't been doing this shit
Yeah.
for I've been doing this shit
Yeah.
since January. Like, like he just out here selling you, He's selling you the fucking nicest dream you could possibly think of.
Right.
Freaking,
Telling you
like,
what
yeah,
you want to hear, but goddamn.
yeah, and just kind of throwing me under the bus and the whole shit. And I'm like, man, dude, like, this is not what it is, man. So I
Oh
said,
god.
fuck it, man. I'm gonna go ahead and do my own thing, and I've been
There you
doing
go.
this since 2020, man. That was a long intro, but I've been doing
No,
this
that's
for since
perfect. What
like
we want.
2020. I ain't been doing this
Nice.
very long, man. I as far as tile and bathroom remodels, that I decided last coverings that after coverings 2023, I decided I was like I'm just gonna be a tile guy, man. Like
That's
for
sick.
up until then, I was just taking whatever came my way and trying to make ends meet,
Yep.
get bills paid and things like that, and taking all kinds of jobs. That's why, like, I feel like for anybody who's just starting off doing this, like, I had somebody reach out to me on TikTok and ask me, like, what's the startup cost to start your own business and things like that. I'm like, well, first off,
Yep.
that if anybody who's just starting off, pick a trade. Don't
Right.
do the jack of all trades thing because you never get good at anything. Like
No.
you're always learning, but you don't get a chance to ever get good at anything. You're just like I said, you're just always learning, and
Yep.
you're fucking you take on the job, you're doing the research, you're calling up whoever you can call for resources to understand, like to make it all, get all the pieces put together, get a game plan going. But man, that is so hard to do things that way. And then,
Well, for me
after
too.
last coverings,
Well, for me
say
too,
what?
whenever I'm doing my estimates, that was me as well. I mean, I used to do everything. I was the residential remodeler, and I especially got trained in like what is it, framing, and then finished carpentry. And then we did some custom
Mm-hmm.
built things like that. My uncle Mike was the one showing me everything, but then I started wanting to learn a little more, like you said. So I became, like you said, the jack of all trades, which was great when I was running my
Yeah.
handyman business. But then I was like, okay, I didn't like the estimates portion of it because I had so many different things that I could do. I almost needed a massive, spreadsheet, which now I've got it utilized into two things real quick for doing tile work, demo prep, basic standard fees, and then installation. And it just works so much smoother. So that's where I'm
Yeah,
like, oh,
dude, it's so much easier when you can focus on one thing.
yep,
And just like you said, man, you simplified that for yourself because now you have this is everything that you have to worry about is just right here consolidated into that one page, as opposed to just like you said, you have all these different trades. You're trying to learn what prices are for lumber, trying to keep up with the price of lumber, especially at that time. That was like
oh, it was
the
insane
peak
during
of COVID
2020,
and shit like that, man. Oh my God, dude. Like I couldn't
skyrocketed.
I couldn't give an estimate and let it sit for three
No,
weeks
no.
because after 3 weeks I'd have to go back and redo the numbers and
Oh yeah,
realize like
dude.
what the fuck. And
Studs
I
were like
and I did it.
$8, like seven, like almost $10 a stud, and then like I think it was
Yeah.
the plywoods were like $80. I'm like, what just happened
Oh
here? I'm
my
like,
God. Yes.
dude,
Yes. And
insanity.
and me not knowing that I needed to structure shit a certain way so that way I can be able to come up with estimates quickly. Like nowadays, I come up with an estimate in 15 minutes.
Yep.
Back then, I was taking whole
Oh, dude.
days to do estimates because not only did I have to watch videos and understand like, okay, I need to use 2x8s for this instead of, I can't just use 2x4s. Like, I gotta build a header or something like that. Like it's just there was so much learning. So I had to like watch videos, jump on the phone and check what prices were, compare prices, Home Depot, Lowe's, or all kinds of shit, man. And it was just it was so time consuming to come up with an estimate that I would like it would just, man, I was just sometimes I felt like I was in over my head, but at the same time I thank God for social media because I found some accounts on social media that allowed me to like learn. And the way, especially Winnie Designs, man, like
Oh yeah.
that was the guy that I learned the most from as far as social media. And learning from him on social media, I ended up finding guys on YouTube that
Oh
were
yeah.
doing the same thing he was doing on TikTok and Instagram, but these guys on YouTube are doing full blown videos explaining everything. So I would spend like I would go down these rabbit holes on YouTube of just learning, and then before you know it, I'm like, shit, I got to get back to drawing these estimates up and things like that. And things were just at that time, dude, like with the numbers changing constantly and everything was going up and up and up. That first year, man, I couldn't do an estimate within a day for my life, man. Like it was crazy, dude. Like,
Oh, I used to go to
but
the store and take pictures of products and stuff because I'm like, even though the internet was accessible, I don't know. I just the way I did, I was like, okay, this is what I need. This is what I need, and I'm just
yeah,
like, man. Now looking at it, like you said, I either do a quick phone call to where I'm purchasing it. This is what I need. Give me a quote. If I get a discount applied to it, put the discount there. But it's just like, oh man, it's completely night and day now. And I think myself, because when I went and worked for that company prior to in between running my handyman business, I worked for that company here, and I did 2 years installing and then about a year and a half project managing. And even when you're installing, you're the single installer there. Your job is to do everything from start to finish and then even close out. So I'm getting final billing. So I'm seeing exactly what these people are paying. And then when I got into the project managing sector, I got to see exactly what the salesmen are selling everything as. And those are the data that like I credit Kip and everything because I taken all that stuff just knowing that I might need this later. And then now I'm talking with Kip. That's the data that's really helped me know what the average here is. I can now price where I want to be, but still higher than what I was doing before because in my mind, I was like, that's a lot of money. But I was giving a lot of free work away that I shouldn't have been doing because I was hurting myself.
Man.
And that's what I preach to a lot of these guys is, you know, a lot of them are still doing that. And I'm like, no, you got to make some jobs you're going to make a ton of money on. Some of them you're going to do great on. And then some you're going to make, you know, just enough to keep going, you know, and that's fine. But the ones that you make a lot of money on, put it aside. My Uncle Mike was real good on me about that. He goes, you're never going to have, there's going to be rainy days. There's going to be times where you're in between getting jobs. And if you go and spend all your money right away, you've dug yourself a hole. So, you know, make it be an average and it allows for that time. I like it. I like doing what I'm doing now. I mean, it's still stressful at times. And I tell people that that's just running your own business. It's going to be stressful. You know, nothing comes easy, but it's worth it.
So. Absolutely, man. Like at that time, dude, like I didn't even know about investing back into business. Like, so I started CNB Construction at the time. It was called Construction. I just changed the name of it last year to CNB Renovations. But when I started CNB Construction, bro, like I didn't know nothing about being self-employed. Like the 8 months that I spent working for Homeboy, I spent that 8 months just learning how to work with my hands. Like, you know, like learning the construction trades, like framing, how to do trim, just like you said, you know, everything, how to do trim, how to change out a toilet, terminologies of, you know, how to speak to about, you know, how to speak to somebody when you're buying materials, like, you know, what, like before that, like as a truck driver, when I worked everything changed because I learned about construction as far as steel and iron workers. Like, you know, I learned about it at the shop, but and that also kind of working at the shop also brushed up my skills on how to even just read a tape measure, because the last time I read a tape measure was in high school. So, you know, good thing that I learned how to, you know, use a tape measure. I learned how to weld. I learned how to use a grinder at the shop, man. I had to just like a lot when I welded, my fucking beads were trash, dude. So like I had to clean my shits up a lot, right? No bullshit, yeah. So it was like at the steel plant or at the steel shop, I was getting groomed for construction. But then when I came into doing residential construction, I was like, man, this is a whole different ball game. So it's like, so there was just like those 8 months, man, like it was just me learning how to hands-on, how to, you know, not no bullshit, bro, like how to swing a hammer, like, you know, like most people who've never done this don't know like simple shit, bro, like, you know what I'm saying, like, and there's people now that you see them and they grab a hammer and they grab it by the, you know, by the upper part of the neck and shit like that. Dude, like
Well,
So
there's a correct way
there's
of doing it
just
too for framing. I had to be employed as a framer, and they were like, "You're gonna kill your elbow. Like you've got to use this motion." And like you said,
yes.
it's
Like
different.
it sounds simple. It sounds
Oh
simple,
yeah.
but like there's those. It's just things that you're gonna be doing every day, and if you don't know how to do them right, you're not gonna last. You know, and
Well, and then
it's
you
like
can
not
learn
even.
as much as you want doing this construction thing too. But the thing I'm still learning, and there's constantly is taxes. You know, the tax part of the business running. And, you know, it's and a lot of businesses are lucky enough to have somebody that's either on-site accountant or taking care of all the booking. Well, like I'm assuming you're the same where I'm going home and putting all my booking, you know, using like QuickBooks or something like that. But it's
Yeah.
I'm finding out when I do my taxes, even last year, there's certain things I wasn't writing off that, you know, when I go to H&R Block or something, the accountant lady, she's like, oh no, we can do this, we can do that. And it's like, okay, if I had just
Mm-hmm.
stayed at home and did TurboTax, I'd have screwed myself out of, you know, an extra, depending on what it was, a ton of money that I would end up paying.
Yeah,
So that's almost the hardest part, you know, finding
it
work that's
is.
comes second. And then doing the actual construction for me, that's the easy part now. It's like, okay, that I
Yeah,
can just
yeah,
enjoy, I can relax, but it's all the other shit that comes with it that, man, a lot of
yeah.
people just don't understand.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what I was getting at, man. Because it's like I learned all that shit, and then the first 2 years of me being on my own was still me learning how to dial in systems that I didn't have any systems in place, but I knew that I needed some kind of a system to make this
Yep.
shit work. So I'm not spending so much time coming up with an estimate or
Yep.
thank God Chat GPT came out. Chat GPT helped me out tremendously, dude.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, so like as far as the business part of shit, like I didn't know as much as I came in with like my foot in the door when it came into construction because I had some kind of an idea how to use and how to like work my way around the tools and things like that. Like, it's not like I had never used a tool. I just didn't
Right.
ever do construction. So
Yeah.
doing all of that for those first couple of years, but then going into my third year, I was like, wait a second, I need to learn the business side of this, man, because this is hard. Like
Yep.
trying to keep everything, trying to remember everything and trying to keep everything organized. Mind you, I'm not an organized person at all. Like my lady will tell you, I have on my desk, I have 3 different messes on my desk right now. Like I had to move one of the
But they're
messes over
structured, you
here.
know where they're at.
Yeah. So like it's controlled chaos in my head, but
Right.
like anybody else looking from the outside in, they're like, "What the fuck, man? Like, what's going on here?" And no bullshit, man. Like I just never been an organized person. It's one of my flaws. But learning how to run this business, I started realizing like you gotta have some kind of systems in place. And
Yep.
you know, uh, after my third year, I started to realize that, and then in my fourth year is when I started to implement shit that
There
like
you go.
really started like QuickBooks. I stopped banking with this little local bank here and started banking with Chase because like the little local bank they were like behind the curve when it comes to technology. Like I couldn't even do
Yeah.
Zelle through that, man. Like there was just like it just made shit complicated. So I started banking with Chase the beginning of this year. Last year I started, the QuickBooks and doing a lot of research on taxes and how to organize shit throughout the year rather than waiting for that tax time to come around and then I'm just like
Oh,
swamped in
dude.
shit. I'm like, fuck, man. Like,
Yep. Well, then you just
it's
got a chaos
dreadful.
of receipts. I mean, for me, like back when I ran the handyman business, I didn't use QuickBooks. It was all, you know, I was so green. Like I said, I had a freaking box full of everything I'd purchased that year, and it was chaos when you got into it. And I had saved like 5 away. I ended up having to pay 10, so I had to come out of pocket an extra 5 and do some extra work just to pay it off because I'm like I didn't save enough because I just didn't know what to expect. And now I'm like,
Yeah.
shoot, I use LZ Books, which is the same. It's LegalZoom Books, just from where I formed the LLC, and it runs
Mm-hmm.
the same as QuickBooks, but God, it makes my life so much easier because it even tells me what I need to pay, like projected right now for my taxes with all these things taken
Yes.
off. Like, okay, that's
Yes.
countless information versus getting a shock at the end, and it's like, holy crap, you know. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it. I like it. It's been a change of definitely the chaos has gone away, but it's still obviously there. You know, like you said, I try to be as organized as I possibly can, but I'm still learning and I'm willing to learn. And if that's where my best friend from Texas, he runs his own commercial door installation company, and he does, you know, all these different builds, but he went to school for accounting. So he's got that background already. So he's always constantly, you know, oh, I don't know this, I don't know that. And I'm just like, how do you know, these are the things that you need to teach me, because I don't want to do anything illegal by any means, but I want to make sure that I'm also, you know, not getting screwed because I'm not writing something off that I should have written off, you know? So it's, it's like, a fine area.
And then you know, on the flip side of that coin, we still have, you know, the more we scale and the more we grow, the more we have to learn, you know, either that or we start, or we got to pay somebody to do it so that we don't have to learn that stuff, because we already wear a bunch of hats. Like, you know, like I just started working with this lady to help me advertise on Facebook. And, you know, I've always advertised on Facebook, but what I would do compared to what she does, she does marketing. She knows all the strategies, and she knows how to like use your ads manager properly. You know, that's perfect. She's creating ads for me that are gonna allow me to. So I think this week we're gonna be working on possibly finalizing like a website, so that way when people see my videos, they have a landing page, and that way we can collect their information, so that you know, those we can retarget those people. And I like all I've been doing is just running ads. I'll boost the post and shit like that, and it's gotten me to where I'm at now. You know, it's kept me afloat, but I'm ready to like really kick this shit into high gear and start. So I'm working with her, and that's, you know, that's just another part of the business that I've been trying to do on my own. And, you know, speaking to her one time, I was at Home Depot, and I'm trying to talk with her, and I let her know, you know, I'm just a little overwhelmed right now, so I didn't get a chance to talk to you. She's like, well, that's why I'm really trying to help you out, because I can already see that you're wearing many hats. So you have to, like, you know, I'm willing to help you out, you know, as long as you're willing to put the work into the marketing and things like that. So I'm like, yeah. So that's just, you know, that's the whole nother thing, man.
That's
taxes.
Smart, that's you being a good business. I mean, and that's nice, because I do the same kind of thing. Like, I can do drywall, I can do all these things, and if my schedule allows it, I'll take the money. That's fine. But there's certain points where like drywall takes time and money, so it's like, okay, does it come to my benefit to hire a drywall crew just to have them move me ahead, either to where I can split 2 jobs, or I can get this job finished and then start another one, you know? So there's, I always weigh that, you know? And it's like, because before I just did everything from start to finish. Now, the older I get, I'm like, okay, is it really worth it though for me to do that? Because, you know, I'm going to take a hit. Obviously, I make more money installing tile than I do doing drywall. So it's, if I have a job that's coming up and I can push it forward, I just kind of kick myself, you know, in the ass if I go ahead and take more things on that I should just let go and let somebody else take over if they can do a good job, you know. And that's my flaw that I'm finally coming to terms with, that I've got to build trust with people so that I can first give them a chance, but I want to make sure that they know what they're doing prior to just throwing them out there. But I mean, that was the one thing I didn't scale originally, was just because I was afraid, you know. I didn't realize that there are some great people out there that just that either don't want to or can't run their own business, but they still do great work.
Right.
What up?
So that's I've come to terms with that, and I'm learning. And what up, dude? So it's been good.
What's going on, man?
Shit, you know, I just figured Harry missed my episode on Blue Collar, so I'm gonna.
Oh damn! Oh damn! That was what was happening.
Oh man,
It's one of them bullshit days where it's just like, what else is gonna go wrong today, man?
Oh, dude.
Man.
You know. But what's up, y'all? What's going on? What I missed so far? I caught a little bit of Harry's story.
Yep.
Yeah, I was just
ins and outs of business.
Yeah.
The fun parts of it.
Right on.
How I kind of got into this and all that good stuff. And and everything that I've had to learn in the past 4 years to kind of stay afloat.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude.
What are you working on right now, Harry?
Right now, so I took the month of June off just to kind of do a hard reset, spend some time with the
Yeah.
baby, spend some time with the fam,
Good.
and the plan was to start advertising end of mid June and the middle to the end of June, so that way I can start lining up some work and things like that. Didn't really quite start advertising at the time I wanted to, but thanks to the connections that I've made, I got about 3 estimates out right now, all for tile work, thank God.
Nice.
And I'm going to do some floors tomorrow for.
Fuck yeah.
So I used to work. Well, my lady works at this restaurant here, and I used to do security for them.
Nice.
And one of the managers needs some floors done in his house, so we're gonna do some floors tomorrow. Possibly next week, I will be either doing a job for a regular that a regular over at the restaurant or the bar restaurant.
Yeah.
Or if this lady, whichever one of them decides if we're gonna go, next week, it's either she's just got a small little update. She's got this ugly ass like what is it, fluorescent tubes?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
She's got one of those lights. It's like from the 80s or something like that, up in the ceiling in the bathroom, and they're getting ready to sell the house. So she wants to get rid of that light in that bathroom, put 2 vanity lights. They have this big ass like 6-foot mirror there, and she wants to get rid of the big mirror, put 2 regular, 2 small round mirrors, vanity lights, paint the ceiling. And then there's that other lady who's waiting to talk to her husband, who she asked me for a quote on like one job, and then before I left there, she ended up asking for a quote on another job. So
Nice.
I sent her the quote for both jobs, and she's like, "We're just gonna do the bathroom like we originally planned, because probably money. I don't know. They probably didn't expect it, but I'm actually hoping that she does want to go through with that, because they want to tray their bedroom ceiling. You know what that is?
No.
Trade it?
Because they want to tray their bed, like a food tray.
Oh no, I don't know what that means.
What is
I
this?
didn't know about it until she asked me about. I mean, I've seen it in plenty of houses, but I didn't know that it was called tray ceiling. So it's when you have, like, let's say you have your standard, I don't know, 13 by 15 square foot or bedroom.
Yeah. Perimeter.
You bring in the ceiling and you recess that like maybe 1 foot. I mean, you bring it in about 1 foot all the way around, and then you recess the whole ceiling.
Yeah.
And then she wanted to do the recessed ceiling, which is a tray ceiling, but with a wood finish up there.
Okay.
So I did some research online, and I found it. And hey, Leon's in the chat. What up, Leon? And I sent her a picture, and she was like, "Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about." And I was hoping that she would say, "All right, let's do it all," because I've never done that before. And I was like, "That's gonna look fucking dope." But she was like, "Let's just stick to the bathroom, which is originally planned." They just had their bathroom done by West Shore. I don't know if that's where you guys are, but it's just one of those
like bath fitter,
like a bath fitter. Exactly. Yep. So they had their shower done by them. It's nice, it's not tile, but it's nice. It looks like tile, and that's all they came in there to do. They just did the shower, and they left the rest of the bathroom just like in pieces. So they got a vanity that needs to get put in place. They got draining for the vanity that needs to get rerun. A whole nother little area that she wants to make like her makeup vanity section. She wants that, and she wants to do like a herringbone or chevron look on that back wall where she wants to do the vanity. So about a week's worth of work. If we do the tray ceiling, make it 2 weeks, 2.5, and we'll see. She's supposed to be letting me know by well, probably by the end of this week. It's already Wednesday. Today's Wednesday. No, today's Tuesday. So I don't know. Maybe by the end of this week, and then those two other estimates for bathroom work, I'm waiting on to I really hope I get the that other estimate because this dude's bathroom is he just had so he had a whole house he's having redone. He lives there, but he works overseas. He works all around the country and shit like that. And he had his drywall guy come in there and do his tile work. Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome. Save some money.
it's fucking bad.
He stuck it to the wall with some +5 and +3.
Yeah, I've been underbidded by somebody that was two things. One was it was going to be a waiter at a Mexican restaurant down the road. He was going to do it for like $500, which I'm like, oh my God, that should be your sign. You're spending like $5,000 a tile and he's doing it for $500. Like, what the fuck? No.
Yeah,
I had another guy that was, the welder's roommate's he's done some tile before, so he's gonna do it and he's gonna do it a lot less than you. And I'm just like, God, guys, if this is like your guest house and your Airbnb and you're renting this stuff out, like I get it. But if this is your master and you're gonna be in here every morning getting ready and you're spending this much on all this material, don't cheap out, man. You're gonna either have to come back and redo it, or you're gonna hate it and you're gonna hate yourself. Like there's no.
Or you're gonna be in there convincing yourself, like, well, I've seen imperfections like that everywhere.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, no, he says he when I was there and I told him, I was like, I'm being completely honest with him, but I told him I was like, I'm a member because this guy used to own a tile and flooring showroom back before he took this like job with this engineering firm. And I told him, I was like, well, I'm a member of the NTCA. Like, I have a very high standard when it comes to my work. So, like, not only that, but it's been a long time. I don't even know if I've ever stepped in a bathroom where I had this much bad shit to say about the tile work. Like, this is bad, dude. Like, there's just, and he's like, yeah, no, I know. You can say whatever you want. Like, I know it's bad. Like, but I can't sit on the toilet and have to fucking look at this. And I was just like, I'm like, dude, I feel you, man. Like, so I know he wanted me to just like go in there, fix this. I'll give you the rundown. So everything behind the fucking vanity is bad. Like there was some hexagon tiles. They ended up cutting. They ended up cutting them in half in a way that it was no longer a hexagon. So they put them. So anyway, that whole section. Everything around the vanity needs to get redone. The top
joint sizes everywhere from like a 16th to like 5/16.
Oh my God, bro! Like, and I explained to him, I'm like, I can't even redo this and say, let's say I start right here, just below where the vanity countertop starts. Let's say I demo everything from here up and around, and I do the same thing on the other side, just because it looks okay down there, or you're okay with it down there. There's no telling that when I bring all this shit around that it's all gonna meet. Like, it's already bad. Like the grout lines are inconsistent over there. There's no way I'm gonna make it look good and make this look good at the end of the day. Like it's just not gonna happen. So this area we have to redo everything. Then there was the wall across from the vanity, different height than the wall behind the vanity, and they used the little pencil trim.
Okay.
But
yeah.
But I don't know what the fuck the dude was thinking, man. Like it's the pencil trim. Some of it is it's not continuous all the way around, and the back wall on the tile. I mean, the back wall on the Sorry, I just read. I just got a notification from Google. The back wall on the shower. He was like, "I just want you to redo the niche," and I'm like, "I'm gonna have to like." There's just
no.
So at the end of the day, I said, "Listen, I'm gonna send you a quote for what we discussed, what you really want. I'm gonna send you a quote. Don't be, it's gonna be high because like there's just no way that I can protect everything that you want me to protect, or at least there's no way I can do all of this without protecting everything that you don't want me to rip out and make it so that it's like it's not a time-consuming process as opposed to me just coming in here and just tiling your whole bathroom. So it's gonna come a little high, but on the way home, I said, you know what? Let me see if I can put my sales shoes on and see if I can't reel this guy in a different route. So I said, I'm going to send you 2 quotes. I'm going to send you the quote for what you, everything we discussed that you want. And then I'm going to send you another quote for me to redo all this shit the right way. And he was like, you know, and because I really want to help him and I would really like to just fucking fix that nightmare, I'll take a little hit, you know, but it's just because I really want to do the whole bathroom. Like, I don't want to just do the piecework. So,
plus it's like you have nothing for your portfolio really afterwards if you just like.
Oh, well, you don't want to take pictures of half-ass, you know,
because then you gotta like, put in your post, like, hold on, just so everyone knows.
I only did this right here. I didn't do this over here.
You can't post that shit.
No. So he's got an accent wall on the back wall, and the shower, the bench wall and the shower valve wall are different tile. 16 grout lines on these 2 walls, 1/4 inch grout lines on the back wall. I'm like, and he's like, can we clean up the grout? Because not only that, but the grout was supposed to be a different color. I'm like, I mean, I could try to clean up that grout, man, but it ain't no telling it's gonna look good, man. Like, there's just
Harry, I literally told Kyle about one I went to this week where I made a quote, pretty much same story. Is a realtor's brother-in-law, and the realtor gives me a lot of work and refers me, so we're in good terms. So I was like, okay, I'll go help your brother-in-law out. He just says, I got a couple pieces of tile on the shower pan that are popping up. I just need you to put them back down. And I'm already like, I told him, I said, okay, that scares me. I said, let me come in there, let me look at it, because it sounds like they either didn't install it right or it's failing, and it's just, you know, let's take a look. So I show up, and he's like, I got some tile here that, you know, I've been saving. We can put these 4 pieces in. Well, I get into the shower, and there's practically no grout left on the pan. So I'm like, alrighty, first, that's a problem. I pick up the pieces of tile that he's referring to in the one area. There's no thin set underneath it anymore. It's washed all out. And I'm like, dude, I don't know how to tell you. I said, but your pan's done. We need to get a new pan on. And I said, if it was me, I just do a new shower. And he's kind of like, well, yeah, but it's money and everything. And I get that. But I mean, the hard water literally turned the grout like orange. So I'm like, because he never sealed it. So I'm got my little grout stick kit out, and he's like, it's this color. And I'm like, that's not the color of the grout, brother. I was like, we went to the niche, and it was like, turned out to be like a Bahama beige, like a dark gray. And I'm like, that's what it's supposed to be. I'm like, but you've washed all of it out, that it's done. So I gave him a quote, same thing. I said, here's 2 things we can do. You'll save, $3,000 or something if you end up getting just a pan instead of the walls, because I do square footage. But I'm like, but for your investment, I would just do the entire thing. I said, we could use a Weedy system. You'll get a 10-year Weedy warranty. They're not going to warranty just your pan. And for me to do just the pan, I'm going to have to take out the shower door, all the glass, get a company to come out there, reinstall it and take it out, because it's not framed. It's all frameless. And then, demo the pan, put a new pan in, come up at least a foot in the wall so it's waterproofed and good to go. And then patch pillow subway tile, which they still make, but it might be a different sheen ever so much. And I'm like, this is your master bathroom, dude. You've already failed it. You might as well either not use it, use another bathroom in your house and save up, keep using it and just expect to have water damage like crazy, and we're going to fix it when it's time, or just do the right thing. I don't know. It's some homeowners are very difficult to, I don't know. They want to fight you, and he kept telling me, I think we can just patch it. We can just patch it. And I said, I'm not going to patch it. I said, my insurance, I'm sure for waterproofing. Right. And I'm like, you're going to have to sign something. I said, because bottom line, when I touch that, if it fails because I touched it, I'm liable. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. That's not the kind of work. That's not what I do. I'm not a handyman.
I told that guy the same exact shit. I told him the same exact shit, and because number one, I don't know how well this shit was waterproof. So I told him, I was like, have you seen pictures of it before the tile went up? Because he was out at a job in another country while all this work was getting done. So he's like, yeah, they sent me pictures of this, they sent me pictures of that. And I'm like, well, what type of waterproofing did they use? Like, was it Schluter or what? Like, what's behind the tile? And he's like, no, it's Durock. I'm like, ooh, Okay.
Yep.
There's a lot of people here in South Carolina in my local area that fuck Durock up. Like I see pictures of it all the time on Facebook. So
Oh yeah,
like
dude.
to me that was a huge red flag. So turns out the wall behind the niche is not drywalled from the other side. So I was like, well shit,
You
let me
can see
go.
it.
Can I see what's back there? So I go back there. The niche wall, so this was already framed out, but for some reason this guy planed down studs, um, cut studs and didn't. This is a load bearing wall, mind you. He cut studs out, sistered up like a 4 piece, like a 4 inch, a 4 foot piece of 2x4. The niche was pieced together, and I'm just like, there's so many little pieces of wood, like lumber here that should not be here. Like this shit just doesn't make any sense, man. So I told him I was like, I can see that they use the rubber OD pan down below. He tested it. He said it held water. He said it held water for 24 hours.
Right. Yep.
Um, I don't know if it was actually flood tested. You just know that now after it's all been tiled that it's not leaking, but who knows it won't leak after
Later
so
down
many
the road.
years of you going in and out of that shower and everything. So
Well, and did
who
they do
knows
a
what could go wrong?
pre-slope? I've seen people not
Yeah,
do
so
pre-slopes and just run liners
I was
straight up the
surprised.
wall and then do the final
I,
pour. So there's a lot of things you don't see until you start demoing.
I was surprised that it was sloped. It was sloped a little bit to the back wall as well, but it was still sloped to the drain. Because it's a linear drain on the shower on the shower valve wall, and
Gotcha.
but it's just once you in order for me to just redo the niche, I got to take off 3 rows of tile. That top because it's 12x24 stacked vertically, so just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna have to take off the row right above the niche, the row where the niche is, and the row below the niche. At least everything around it, maybe not the whole row, but the way the layout was, probably gonna end up being the whole row. So there ain't no telling I'm gonna be able to get all that tile off, and be able to preserve the Durock or maybe it'll come off nice and easy. Who knows? And there will be no adhesion. Who knows? But it's just there. Not only that, once I get to doing that, what if I damage the Durock? Now we're in a situation where you're off at a job. Now I got to wait for your approval. Are we going to go forward and just do this whole wall now? He told me, he was like, if it gets to the point where, let's say we're going to do this section here and then you end up having to redo the whole section, you just call me and let me know and we'll go forward. But it's just like so many red flags, man. And I'm just like,
Oh, dude.
I gotta find a way to just like redo this whole bathroom for him. Like,
well, that company I used to work for prior to this, I was one of they had about 3 guys that they would send out, and I was one of them. Where if they had to redo work because somebody they put on that said they knew what they were doing did not, and it just came out like shit. These people are paying a ton of fucking money for these bathrooms, and they same thing. They would just expect you just to pop that tile off and put a new piece on, and I'm like, no, it's going to damage the backing. I do this for a living. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Even though the tile is wrong, it needs to be trimmed up. It needs to be, make sure that it's waterproof the way it needs to be. And they're like, oh, no, just get in there, get it taken care of. And I'm like, first off, that's fucked. Second of all, you charge these people a ton of money to get a bathroom that's going to last them. And then you have the audacity to like already send somebody that doesn't know what the fuck they're doing and then send another guy like me to fix it, but you don't even want to fix it the right way. I'm like, no. Yeah. So even when I project managed, they hated me because there were so many times I walked in there, I was like, it's a redo. They're like, well, what do you mean it's a redo? And it's like, he fucking killed it.
Can't say the shit.
They give you 5 guys all around the state, and I'm running 5 different projects. So I'm like, I'd have to be there all day and sacrifice the other 4 guys to make sure that it's a perfect job. And there's certain, like you said, there's been times where it's just like, oh, dude, it's lippage like crazy, and it's like, no, I don't expect somebody to sign off on that and say they're happy with that, because I wouldn't be happy as a homeowner. I'm like, I'm not a perfectionist, but I know what the fuck it needs to look like and feel like.
And
so
it's amazing how many homeowners just don't think that, they just overlook that shit. Like, I've looked at so many bathrooms where they'll be like, "Oh, we just had our other bathroom done." I'll be like, "Oh, cool. Can I see it?" And it's always like, it's always white Subway. That's just like, God, how did they fuck this up so bad? You need to fuck on up. You should have like 100 extra. Just cut it again.
Oh my God.
I always
basket weave.
I see my
basket
so many
weaving, dude.
white Subway, and they
Bro.
do the bullnose. I hate when they use
Yep.
bullnose around the niche because they don't know how to miter or cut the metal trim. It just looks shitty as fuck.
I hate bullnose. I hate bullnose finishes.
Oh,
I like
dude.
bullnose.
And that's where that
if it's
company
like
I
a
worked
nice-
at, that they would only use Schluter or bullnose.
If it's a nice tile,
Oh, it
and
was
they
a
make
pain in the ass. I
bullnose
hated
to
it,
go
too.
with
If
it,
it's yes.
I
Matter of
like
fact,
that.
somebody actually recently just posted a shower they did where I think it was like a green tile and it had bullnose. So yes,
I've done a green shower, and they had green bullnose that matched the tile. And
okay, yes.
Yeah.
I like that.
It does depend. It does depend. Yes.
But white Subway,
That's what at
with
least
white
they did.
bullnose, trimming the sides
Oh,
and the
dude.
niche. No,
Mm-mm.
don't hire me. Actually, I'm doing one just like that right now. But God, I hate it.
Oh, that's
well.
awesome.
You can't love
Bro,
them all,
we
you
just-
know.
You mentioned that
The
basket
homeowner-
weave, man, and
Oh,
dude,
insane.
that garage conversion bathroom that I did, I signed myself up for the basket weave pattern because I was a little bitter that the guy that I was doing bathrooms for last summer, the last job that I worked for him was going to be a basket weave pattern. It was like 3 different shades of this like sage green, and I did everything in that bathroom, and then when it came to tile the shower, he took me off the job, and I was pissed the fuck
Oh,
off about it.
Jesus.
So I was like, next time I get a chance to do a basket weave pattern, I'm going for it. And
Oh, it's awesome when it comes out right. Well, I've seen
Yeah, but-
what I also call basket weave is where I also see like Subway, and it's like one dips in, one pops out, and one dips in, and it's like nobody, like I've seen some guys that have just done some awful work where it's just like, holy crap, like there's sure, on the larger tiles you'll get a bow, and that's where the level system works for your favor and knowing like how to set the pattern out. But there's no bow in a Subway tile. You should never have that. So it's like there's no excuse here. This is just you literally popping them on the wall as fast as you can and not giving a shit. And oh, dude, it bugs the hell out of me when I see that.
Yep. Yeah, no, dude. And it's funny when I was working on that layout for that basket weave pattern, I had sent Kip, and I'm reading the chat. I had sent Kip a layout of how I was going to do the basket weave, and he was like, "Oh, that looks clean, but they don't always line up like that." And I didn't think anything of it until I got into it, and after that first box, they didn't line up like that anymore. And I was like, "What the fuck? What the fuck, man?"
Yep.
So I'm like, I'm working with these man to keep that bathroom. How I shot myself in the foot. You learn, trial and error.
Yep.
If I had went with slightly thicker grout lines instead of the tight grout lines, I would have gave myself some wiggle room to allow for, to compensate for the inconsistencies in the tile sizes. But man, oh man, that shit was not easy, bro. And I was already in. I was already in at the niche, man. When I got to realizing, I'm like, man, everything's not gonna line up perfect. I had to man, it took so much work. It took so much work.
What size grout line did you go with? 16?
Yeah.
You do 16ths on most things?
I do.
I'm an eighth guy, man.
So I like eighth personally whenever I'm doing like a mosaic or tying into a shower pan and it's got backing, and then naturally all those are at an eighth. So then I tell them, okay, to keep it consistent, we can run eighths if you want, or we can go as tight as a 16th. I try to do
personally. I think I personally will from now on. I'll be doing 16 grout lines for large format, but anything smaller than like your standard large format 12 by 24 now.
Yep.
Anything smaller than that, I'll probably go with an 8. Yeah, definitely for Subway tile.
I learned to just kind of keep it medium from doing like fire clay tile. They recommend a 3/16 with their 2x10 Subway because it varies so much. So if you start
Yeah,
you
yeah.
start out with like
Yep.
1/8 inch or 16th, it's gonna look all fucked up. You need that room to play
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
just kind of
yeah.
center your tiles in their space, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm
I
a
agree with
fan,
Jason.
man.
I agree with Jason on that. He's in the chat. He said rectified go with 1/16.
I was
But
gonna say honed and rectified is the only thing I'll use 16th on because it just, man, shit starts pinching and stuff like that.
yeah. Yeah.
I don't
I
have
like
time
them.
to be
I like them.
popping my tiles up and fucking scraping pin set off the back and resetting them.
The one I just bidded out today is a tub enclosure, so a new tub. But they bought the 2x4 large format tiles, so I'm excited. I've just bidded it out. I'm waiting. She's ready to go, and she said that they had asbestos, so it's that's been
Oh,
all
shit.
taken care of. But they've been waited like 7 months now, and she's like, "Dude, this bathroom has been demoed for 7 months. I want my bathroom back." So
Wow.
they bought all the
Wow.
tile, and that's where she's like, "As long as your price is where we want it to be, we're ready to start working next week." So I'm like, all right, cool. I was like, I'm finishing up that project I've been on way back in the day. Pella showed up finally today, fixed the door, get that shit closed out, and then move on. So it's gonna feel good.
Nice, nice.
Hell
Yeah, I want to do more bathrooms with those 2x4 foot tiles, man.
Yep.
That Tups Around I recently did. I fucking love doing that shit, man. That
See?
was that.
Well, Leon,
not only
Mario, and Phil, they all did that, which Floor & Decor now stocks it. They're like 104 by like, I think 5 feet. So it's a huge porcelain sheet.
yes,
But up till then, you
Yeah.
can always special order them at places, but they actually are starting to now stock them pretty much in their main
they?
warehouses here. So I'm like, that's nice. So I'm trying to pitch those the more I can. I'll need to acquire
Yeah.
probably another hand just to make sure that we, 2 hands on deck and we're good to go. But
yeah.
to me, it's still quicker. I mean, you got more to fuck up, sure, and you got more factors, but it's fast. You know what I mean? You can get a shower
It
done
is.
within
It is.
a day.
If you're
start
if
early.
you're a template master though, I think
That's your key.
I think it would be
That's your
easy.
key.
And I template so much shit.
Oh,
So
dude,
much.
I was so
I'll template a
resentful on people
whole
that.
fucking room, and then I'll like cut my template into sections and like mark it, and then take it out and put it back.
Oh, I was
together.
that cocky dude that was like, "Oh, dude, templating is such a pain in the ass. It wastes so much time." And then, like, just because I was measuring everything and I was checking my laser when I did solid surface walls, well, then I started templating them, and I'm like, "Fuck, dude, fuck what I think. This is so much quicker. The
It's
same result, if not better." And I'm like, "Why the fuck am I not doing this?" So I mean, I'm gonna template from now on anything and everything I can.
Yeah, man. Get all your.
What's
get all
y'all's
your-
preferred method? Preferred method for templates?
So
Like,
I
what do
use
I
like
use?
quarter inch. What do you
Yeah, I was
use?
talking about this in my story yesterday. I use the same thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
quarter inch.
Yeah.
I like it.
360,
So one-
whatever. Underlayment wood.
I
I
rip
just
them.
cut strips.
Yeah.
I ripped mine to like about 2.5 inches, 2 inches tops, and then just cut it out, box it up, hot glue it, and then good to go.
Have you ever used anything
cut 'em
other
like
than hot
one.
glue?
No,
No.
I've just hot glued them personally, and I didn't use hot glue until I worked with this other company because I was like, "Wait, what do you mean?" They're like, "Yeah, you need a hot glue gun." And I'm like, "The fuck? We're doing construction. What are you talking about, hot glue gun? I ain't doing no arts and crafts."
Scrapbooking.
So I'm like, "Oh shit, okay."
Yeah, no, hot glue. I mean, I may have like
Hot glue.
stapled some together before or something like that, but
Okay.
hot glue works the best
do
for
you
me.
All right, what do
do
you
I
like?
use?
Yeah.
So I have not had to make a template in about a year and a half or 2 years, and that was my first and only template. I used hot glue. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Man,
no, that's my go-to.
Yeah, I template
I like
like every shower pan almost. Well, unless it's curbless, obviously, and we're just running the
Yeah.
floor to it. But like all my shower pans, I'll template that.
See, that's what I got. Big
No,
on
I
right
agree.
now, and
I agree.
This-
Definitely,
this-
man.
This entire my head's in the way now. God damn it! Can you that wall over there? I templated that whole wall.
Shit. Double-sided 3M works too. Okay.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah, I think the template method is just that there is tried and true, man. You can't go wrong.
Oh,
You can't
another
fuck that
thing,
up.
I use the template
That's true.
for. I use the template for all kinds of. I
That's
like
smart thinking.
cutting my.
That's something I hadn't thought of out of the box.
My
But yeah, my
no-flow
little
membrane
arrow,
good.
whatever they call. Now the one I always wanted was the 3M glue gun, and that sucker's like $200.
3M glue
think
gun.
I think
Hot glue?
my glue. I seen somebody was using I think it was definitely Ryobi, but it looked like it was cordless. So I don't know if that shit was like sitting there charging or if it was
Oh yeah,
sitting there getting
you know,
hot.
I have one I got off Amazon. It fits my Milwaukee batteries.
Oh, that's dope.
what?
You can get pretty much any tool you can think of. Some other company will make it that fits your fucking battery, and it's on Amazon.
That's fucking genius. I have
Or-
thought of
Yeah.
that, trying to
Or
hunt down
get
from.
the, they got adapters and shit. I've never used one of those. Like put a DeWalt battery on a Milwaukee tool, but it seems
I was looking for.
it seems so bulky. You get that adapter, then you pop a battery.
Oh my God,
back,
yeah,
you
yeah,
got
yeah.
that much shit hanging off your tool.
I was looking for one recently, but because I just bought some just some yard equipment like a trimmer and a blower and shit like that, and Craftsman. But I wasn't trying to pay Craftsman money for batteries, man. So I just fucking went on Amazon and found some knockoff Craftsman batteries, and fucking they're doing what they're supposed to do, man.
Bro, I got some of them knockoff Milwaukees. Okay, let me tell you, they went to shit in about a year, and I don't know what happened to one of them, but it gets stuck in every tool you put it in now. It's just like,
Oh man.
I mean, yeah, that could.
Oh,
You know,
no.
not this.
Oh no!
But yeah, I had like 2 of those. They're around. I usually like when I pick it up, I'm like, hell no, I toss it and find another one.
I got 2 batteries just like that too, man. I got one of my 4 amp hour batteries that's like that. But I can't complain about tools, man. Metabo is fucking they've sent me so much shit and free batteries that I'm just like I'm fucking
Take
good. Like I just called him up. One time I just called him. I was like, hey, I have this battery that like only 3 bars light up, and he's like, what's your address, man? Fucking sent me a battery. I didn't even fucking finish the conversation. He just like sent me a battery. I'm like,
hell
fuck, hell yeah, man.
Damn.
Like,
I need to get on Metabo and get rid of this Milwaukee shit.
Well,
I got
that's
so
where-
lucky. I don't like because I got in cool with Metabo when I was like, I didn't
When
even
they were
fucking have-
Hitachi,
Well,
Hell
number
yeah.
one, yes. My first tool that I got from the iron shop was a corded Hitachi grinder. So
The
my
first-
first tool
Oh, yeah.
that I moved to South Carolina with, my only power tool that I moved to South Carolina with, was a Hitachi grinder. So when
first power tool I ever bought was a Hitachi Sawzall corded. It's still around here somewhere, I think.
I
nice,
still
nice.
got my miter saw from 12 years ago, and that's the Hitachi miter saw, and that fucker, it doesn't have any of the measurements or angles on it. So like the lock, it works good for like 22 and a half, 30, and then like 45. But if I'm trying to hit a custom one, I'm like, oh, I'm fucked. Like, yeah.
I bought a Hitachi miter saw off this dude at the gas station by my house like 4 years ago. This dude was a total crackhead. White guy with a saw that said Jose on it. He said he's selling it for $20.
Oh, not Jose Saw, man. What are you doing with Jose Saw,
I
bro?
was just like, well, Jose ain't getting him back, so I might as well buy it.
Man, I wish I could find crackheads to buy tools off of, man. I mean, like I said, let me not say that because I was just kind of bragging about, well, I like Metabo's. I have never bought a Metabo tool and not got something free out of it. Like every time I bought a tool, either it's buy this tool and get this bare tool, or buy this tool and get this 2-pack of batteries. It's just they're always fucking giving away free shit, man. So when I started purchasing my Hitachi tools was right before they converted to Metabo. So I'm like, and not only that, but when they found me on Instagram and like asked me if I wanted to be a part of their program where they send out free tools, I was like, I don't even think I had 1,000 followers yet, man. I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. They fucking sent me
awesome.
a belt sander that I at the time I was thinking about like making cutting boards. So I made a cutting board. I didn't finish it, and I got that belt sander that fucking helped out tremendously. But I need a fucking planer to get that thing flat again. And
Drum sander.
they sent me a goddamn a lantern light. They sent me Man, like I have tools in storage that I still haven't even used. Like I got a whole 7 1/4 inch circular saw from them. It's still in the box because I like my rear-handed saw better.
Damn,
But
giveaway.
no. I'm not giving that back away. I do got a bunch of shit. I do got a bunch of shit to give away though, but I ain't giving away none of my Metabo tools, man.
Saving it for when
Yep.
Metabo changes their name again, so you can sell it as a collector's item.
That's the one thing Kip taught me. I was like, I'm getting offered some stuff, but I don't want to like, I don't want to step on any of my like brand ambassadoring positions. So I don't want to do that. And he goes, dude, take it. He goes, take it and give it away. And I'm like,
Word.
oh shit. He told me that coverings. And I'm like, that's genius. I was like, that's something I need to do is as much free stuff. I might not get to use it and make content with it, but I'll give it away and, promote it for a couple minutes. And that way someone can get it as long as it's good material and it's good products. It's just,
Facts.
I can't. I'm not gonna sell out. I'm not gonna step on people's toes. It's just no, that's not me.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
dude, you don't have to make videos of you using this shit.
Yeah, that's where I was like,
Free tools.
that's
dude.
where I was like, well, shit. If they're gonna give me something, they're gonna, Oscar was telling us all stories about that where people, they'll give you this and then they'll bitch about, okay, certain companies do that, where it's like we need that done right now, and it's like, oh, dude, no, you'll get it when I get it, and you're already getting free content, for the price of a tool, which is a good deal. So,
yeah. Content is a lot more valuable than those tools, man.
Hydrotail
Oh,
rode
fuck
my
yeah, it
ass,
is.
and then my reel was too provocative.
That's
Oh,
hilarious.
It wasn't them. It was like their marketing company. They're like, you got to take that down. I was just like, I'm not making another one.
No way. Are you
Oh,
serious?
Yeah, they got some marketing company. They're like, you got to take down all the provocative shit. Whatever.
No.
What did you do? Was it just your lady when she was next to you?
Yeah. Can't have girls in
That's what they got pissed about? That's ridiculous.
Come on.
no sex.
Sex sells.
That's what
It
I thought.
does. Yeah. Have you not seen any commercials? And that's not even what get your mind out of the gutter. Jesus Christ. It was just a good
I
joke.
know. I thought that was a
Wow.
real creative fucking reel, dude. That was what like
I loved it.
you're real. You've been turning up with your reels, bro.
Trying, dude.
And
No,
doing
you're
it.
not trying.
I get it.
You're doing
I
it, bro.
get-
You
I get in
really
and
turned
out.
up.
I think I haven't posted a reel in I posted one today, but it's been like 2 weeks since the last one. I'm just like, damn, the days just go by. I try to post one every day. You get on those
Mhm.
kicks where you're like every day, then you're just like, nah, too much
See,
work
Wonder-
to do video shit.
It's like people would tell me, like people that know me from back home or from high school that follow me and shit. They're like, "Bro, you make so much videos. Like, how do you find time to do this shit?" And I'm at first, I'd be like, honestly, I don't make enough. But then you have those weeks that go by where it's like you're on point. You don't forget to put the camera down before you get to work and shit like that, and you're actually able to catch entire processes. But then you have those times where you're just fucking slammed and fucking life is coming at you, and you just
Yeah.
sometimes you just don't fucking feel like it, man. So I try to repost old shit when I need to, but I don't really like reposting old shit because
I'm
my
the kind of
older
same way.
content, like I look at it now and I'm like, oh, you could have did so much better, or like you could have explained that so much better. Like there's just so much things I could have done differently, and at the I've deleted so much content from my page because a lot of my content from when I first started was just me just trying to make content, not trying to provide value. So nowadays I'm a lot more mindful about what I record and making sure that if I do a voiceover, I'm not just fucking rambling and just I'm trying to provide better quality content because that's how you grow on social media. So
Yeah.
Hey, while we're on the topic of content, what do y'all use to do your video editing?
So
CapCut.
CapCut is usually what I use. Otherwise, I just still do it on Instagram, and then I'll just download it from there. It just depends on where I want to be and what I want to try to achieve. Instagram still works perfectly fine too, but
I do it on CapCut because I find that I'm able to. When I used to do it on Instagram, I would always forget to save that original. So I would always, I would edit it and do everything, and then throw on, I'll put up some words up or whatever on it, and then I'll end up with a final copy that I can't reuse later on or I can't repurpose. So I do CapCut because I'm always able to, I end up with that final draft that I can, repurpose in any way possible in the future. And not only that, I find editing on CapCut is quicker, and they also have more options for like captions and fonts and just all kinds of
They
shit.
got the little water seal too, or whatever you can do. So it's definitely got its perks. I like it. So I like it already with like the memes and stuff like that because they give you so it's definitely got its ups and downs. I haven't tried Splice.
I was actually paying for it for a little while.
I use Splice.
I
pay for Splice.
Etal uses Splice.
Yeah,
I believe.
I
he does.
After
That's where I was
made
like,
that video, where he made that video, like, here's how I make a reel every day. Look, just blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna download that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've never given it a try. I actually paid for CapCut for a little while, and then I realized the paid version wasn't getting I wasn't getting many more perks from the paid version as opposed to the free version.
the free one.
I stopped. Yeah, I stopped paying for it, and now there's so much shit on CapCut that I still haven't used and I still haven't explored. Like when I found out about CapCut was at the first coverings. Heavy Tile was talking about how to use those. Like he's like, I just good night, Jason. I just there's so many features on there that I haven't even opened up or even bothered to explore. But he said that sometimes he just goes in there and he's just fucking clicking away on all kinds of shit just to see what this does and what that does. And
I need to check it out. I've never looked at it.
Yeah, I think CapCut is well, actually, what confirmed this? So my son's taking my 15-year-old is taking a media tech class in high school, and they have some expensive software that the Board of Education pays for. I'm sure it's probably like
Final Cut Pro.
Probably like, what is it?
Final Cut Pro.
That's exactly what I think. That's exactly what he was talking about.
Because they got Apple computers, right?
Okay, yeah. So he was saying that a lot of the shit you can do on CapCut, I'm sorry, a lot of the shit that you can do on Final Cut Pro, you can do on CapCut, and it's free. But obviously, the school can't use CapCut because it's they have their own standards, or for whatever reason, it's just fucking what's the word I'm looking for? It's mandatory that they use that system, or at least that's what he teaches them. That's what he has to. It's in the curriculum. What I wanted to say. So, but he was telling my son, he's like, a lot of the shit you can do on this software, you can do on CapCut right from your phone. And I was like, your teacher said that? And he's like, yeah. I was like, well, did you know I use CapCut? He's like, yeah, Dad, I know you use CapCut.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Do you on CapCut? Can you in that video how I had two of me?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you do stuff like that with CapCut?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure you can. I don't know. At least I know how to do it, but I don't know if there's like a way to do it on CapCut where it's easier. But I can I would just have to shoot two different videos and
it's like
do an overlay.
Yeah, exactly. Overlays.
Yeah.
That's what I would.
You just take the one and you slide it so it's only showing like this much of the screen, and the other one showing this much of the screen.
Well, no, I've seen another one too where I watched a video on Instagram where the guy broke it down where literally you can take out backgrounds, you can just put overlay it onto a original. So it's just he had three of him on different sections of the room, so it never, you can't actually get the same spot as one, but it came out looking good, and that's what I think he was using with CapCut. And I'm like, okay, I'm trying to look at all these different videos for editing because it's like, okay, those are the next level, because
was he moving around though?
Yeah. So he had him like on this particular one was on the couch. He was doing shit on the couch. This one, he was standing over here. And then he had one on the back at the back table doing shit too. Each one of them was able to, because they were filmed at same angles. So the camera stays in the same position. So the angle is always there, but you're able to overlay those three items and then pretty much delete two backgrounds out of it. So it was like, okay,
that's dope.
I personally haven't done it yet, but I watched the video and I was like, that's badass. That's the kind of shit where obviously like what Etal did on that one, where he was able to delete one and keep the one just steady, focused. So that's to me it's next level. I want to get there. I want to get there.
The other
Yeah,
app,
didn't Etal did one where he was like standing behind himself, didn't he?
yeah, he threw his
pretty
clothes.
much like almost the same.
Yeah.
Feet. And that's real close, and that's where I'm saying like that's where technology is going to work for you. But God, dude, the editing and it's fun, but it's also can become like a big pain in the ass where it's like, oh, and I've edited some where it's been so crazy and then you upload it and you don't get like any views. And I'm just like, oh, dude, what a kick in the balls.
Yeah.
Lately, dude.
Time and effort from it.
And I can't get any of these
it's
damn fucking, I can't get any of these damn construction pages to collaborate on my shit.
Yeah, same for
How do
me,
you
man.
get these
Like,
assholes to collaborate. It won't even let me send them a message. It's like they don't accept messages.
what the fuck?
What the fuck, Tyler's World Talk page?
Yeah, it's funny. I've sent them like I've tried. Which one was It wasn't Tyler's World Talk, but I asked Tyler's World Talk to share my my giveaway, my July 4th giveaway.
Dude,
and he's
I've
like,
sent them emails.
give me a thumbs up, but nothing. Then there was Builders RX.
Yeah, that's the other one I tagged. They won't share my shit.
Oh yeah.
He collabed with me. He collabed with me, but they have like he doesn't do any DIY stuff. It's all contractor. All their videos are aimed at the contractor community. So, he collabed with me on one, but it didn't really hit. And he told me to change a couple of things around about it. And at the end of the day, I kind of felt like, yes, he kind of steered me in the right direction because obviously he's trying to, aim his videos at a certain crowd. But I kind of felt like it wasn't mine anymore. Like it wasn't my creativity that went into it, but he knows he knows it's gonna work for his crowd, or his audience. So I totally understand, but I was like, man, after that, I just kind of felt discouraged. I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking try to get these guys to collab on my shit no more.
That's what I like. What is it? Tile Talk page, I think is what it is. Something like that is what I've been collabing a lot with, and it's because naturally I just reached out the first time. I was like, hey, I don't know if y'all are interested in doing any collabs with me. And the guy was straightforward, whoever runs it was like, absolutely, just send it on over. I'm like, worst case scenario, they don't accept it. You can still invite them, and it is what it is. But that's been nice because they got like 50, 60,000 followers. So I get a lot more attention off of being able to access both of them. And it works for him. It works for me. So it's a nice.
Instagram is so annoying sometimes though, bro. Like I have, what hits the most on my page is meme videos. Like I haven't done the type of numbers like that Joe Biden meme video that I did where he was fucking lost at the saw. That fucking thing did it's got 1.1 million views right now. My last reel before that hit was one where I did Scarface, where I was talking about when you got to do all the drywall, the painting, and all the finishes and everything like that, and then it's just Tony Montana sitting in the tub talking about that one.
Funny as fuck,
that shit did numbers. I had the other one with the guy from Trailer Park Boys, the guy with the bifocals. He was looking at the estimate.
Oh yeah, dude.
That fucking thing. That fucking thing did numbers, bro. And then most recently, it was a video that I was just it was like a reaction video where it's just me in the lower corner, and it's Grant Cardone's wife talking about why women shouldn't talk to their friends about their relationships and shit like that. 1.3 million. And I'm just like, why the fuck doesn't my actual my actual videos do good? Like, so right now, my reach is doing great, so I'm gonna try to ride it out. But unfortunately, I did have some slow time where I have no work footage to actually put out. So but I even talked to Kip about that shit, and I'm like, Kip, like, how can I capitalize on this reach right now? And he's like, well, show me what video really did well. And it was the one where I was talking about Grant Cardone's wife talking about It's just like about relationships and shit like that. Like my page ain't about relationships, and he was like, "Man, you just happened to hit, man. That shit the algorithm sent it into one of those little sectors, and you're doing numbers. But if I were you, man, I would just keep pumping reels out right now because your reach is up.
They
So
want you to do 5.
just
I
ride that
read an
wave."
article. Yeah, on Instagram, they want you to do 5 reels a week, average, which that's like Monday through Friday. Because to me, I get more on the weekend. Say the weekends aren't good, but they are. So it's really who you're reading this information from, and then it all comes down to time. Obviously, the retention, you got a 3 second, you got a 7 second. You've got to hit 70% on both of those. Otherwise, it just buries you right away. And it's like I've had some that 2 of them, and they come back too. I've had one where I did, like you said, the framing one with the 2 Jedis, the Obi-Wan and Luke, where I'm like, oh, talking about talking bad about the framing and all that shit. I'll still get 500 off of that, and it just comes back, and it's like, okay, this thing's just still floating around. And then I made that one with Caladad tools where I didn't collab with them, but I just made it showcasing all the tools I've got with it. I'll get 1,000 views a day on that one, and it's still just floating around out there. And it's like, okay, but the other ones, they die off. Like I'll get, like every once in a while, someone look at the profile and look and get a couple more. But the other ones, I'm like, holy shit, it's still out there. It's still floating around somewhere. But it's crazy. The algorithm is a pain in the ass, man.
It really is, man. It really is
changing, and there's so many fucking factors.
You talk about that 3 second, 7 second thing, and I look at you look at your insights and see like average watch time, like the one I posted today, like 3 hours after I posted, it's like 24 seconds average watch time. I'm like, damn, why is it not doing better then? I just don't get it.
And then before, Instagram had on there where you could actually go to the insights and you could see where you're at 3 seconds, where you could see at 7 seconds. You could find out the percentage of retention. They've taken that off, at least of mine. So I don't know if they did that with everybody with an update, but I'm like, that's a pain in the ass. That was a great tool.
They got so many bugs, dude. They like, because some days you're right. Some days you can see this information, and other days you can't. When I started uploading on TikTok, I was like, why doesn't Instagram show you these insights that TikTok? Because TikTok gets real technical with their insights. Then, not so long later, Instagram's insights were like, now they stepped it up. But then it's like some days I can see some information, other days I can't.
You know what drives me crazy about
some days?
So and so started following you from this reel. Which fucking reel? Which one?
Bro, I have a reel saying the same exact fucking thing, dude, because I was so pissed off one time. Like, I'm like, which fucking reel, Instagram? Just tell me which one. And then somebody said, oh, it's probably the last reel you posted. I'm like, it can't fucking be, because that one's doing terrible.
Yeah, no, the stupid ass one I posted months ago that got millions of views. It's a fucking piece of shit reel.
I'm so glad. Yeah, you know what? When I'll send you the reel that I made, because I was like, I can't be the only one going through this shit, man. Like, and I said the same exact fucking thing. Which one?
I want to know.
I've only had one that's actually given me a good amount.
I've never been able to see is insights. Rob, after I posted that reel and it hit like 5 million in a week, he's like, damn, I bet your insight, or no, what, your achievements. I bet your achievements are killing it. I was like, achievements? What the fuck's that? I've deleted the app on every
Can you see those, Harry?
Every device I have, and then re-download it, and I still can't access that. I don't know why.
Achievements? I think so. Are you guys set to professional mode?
Oh, I started this account as a professional account, and I've switched it to creator and back to professional. Now I was like, fuck it, let me switch it back to regular, then back to professional.
So
nothing, dude.
Mine will say it right here. Like you go to
you go to your professional dashboard and
dashboard. Achievements, your tools right here. Make sure you're clicking see all. I don't see all, but I mean it comes up as achievements, and then you get all these fucking things that you've hit. So I'm like, from starting like 8 months ago, it's like all the cool,
Let's see. Watch, it'll be there now. Make me look like a fool after all this time.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm checking. I'm on the
So
computer right now, so I'm gonna check from the computer.
Both have hit 1,000,000 on there. You've got to have a badass achievement for those because it comes up like I've got mine. Mine's top one is like 62,000 plays, so it's like 50,000 plays. Oh shit, there he is.
I got nothing. It's so stupid.
I don't even
God
know why I'm
damn
looking on the computer. I don't even know how to work Instagram on the computer all that well. I'm so used to doing this shit from my phone. I bought this goddamn gaming PC so I can like. It's not a gaming PC, but I bought a PC that was like good enough for gaming so that I can do my edits. I still do all my editing on the fucking phone, bro. Like I barely use. I don't even know if I have CapCut on the damn thing, bro. Like Etai was talking about that shit. He was like, yeah. I guess his wife was telling him when we were at coverings, he was like, "You're gonna use this PC for something than what you bought it for?" He was like, "Nope, just gonna keep using my phone." Just like it's so, I'm already like it's just such a habit already. I'm already used to doing it on my phone, like just the fucking yeah. You don't got no choice, just fucking write it off, man, because it's here now.
Well, that's why I thought. Yep, I go, dude, you got a badass gaming computer. That's awesome. And he goes, yeah, I use it for my office work too, so it's written off. I'm like, fucking shit, genius. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
this is the stuff people need to teach me.
I didn't splurge or anything like that. I found this goddamn thing on Amazon, but it's like it's more than I ever wanted or needed, and like I bought, and at the time I was also doing the Blue Collar podcast, so I went ahead and bought all the fucking camera, the microphone, all the fucking bells and whistles, and this fucking thing is just a nice fucking computer at this point, man. I do my QuickBooks on here and shit like that, but it's just a nice fucking computer. It's nice for my pockets, you know. It ain't like no Alienware PC or nothing like that. It ain't fucking expensive, but
even
it's a lot more PC than
I was out at Best Buy the other day, and like even the Apple one, it's like $1,200. So I mean, it's not as crazy as it used to be. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, dude,
yeah,
that's feasible. Like obviously, I'm not going to just go drop everything and buy it right now, but that's something I can budget and actually get a hold of. You know, shit.
Yeah.
The laptop I run right now is just a Google Chrome, but it's fine for running all my books and stuff like that. But even right now, like the quality it's just not there. So that's where I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna, I don't mind investing into a little something else to where step it up, you know, and then I can write it off too. So it all works. But I don't know. I'm still looking at different options.
iPad, dudes. iPad Pro is where it's at, man. That's what I'm on right now.
I gotta get an iPad too.
iPad Pro. This is the smaller one, but this thing goes to all my estimates. Sometimes it goes to the job. This is what I do everything on. All my models.
I guess we're kind of on the topic of like, not necessarily. We're kind of on the topic of like buying stuff for the business, but is there any specific tool? I guess I'll start. But my next purchase is apart from a new wet saw, because my 7-inch rigid is just fucking shit. So I do want a new wet saw, but the next purchase that I want to purchase for the business is a bridge saw. Do y'all have anything that y'all really want to spend splurge on for the business?
Sure. What trade do you want me to start with? Where do you?
Oh shit! Let's see. I guess I opened it.
Or what brand? Milwaukee, Festool, some tile shit.
Oh, dude, we talking Festool, man. Yeah, that's a dream for me. You're the one that's rocking those, though. I'm like, god damn, dude, those are still so pricey.
Man, you gotta for like woodworking, like fine woodworking though, you gotta have Festool shit.
Yeah,
you don't.
Well, you need to have,
but
a track saw. A track saw you have to have for fine woodworking.
Oh period. Yeah, dude.
The track saw.
Track saw is a game changer. I use the track saw for cutting my my benches. Like, you know, if you got a corner bench, you get these weird like a 45 and a 2-inch piece of fucking foam board. But that track saw, baby, you just set them angles up and things go together so pretty, you know. You got
what I just
135 outside angle on your bench, and you gotta, it's dope.
I want to try this. I don't have a track saw yet, but I do have my eyes on one. Of course, it's Metabo. But Now that we have the hydro tail, I wonder if it'd be possible
Yeah.
to put
Put a
a
blade onto your. Yeah,
put a
totally.
blade on the track saw
There's
and
somebody
fucking.
that's in,
Dude, I
I
almost
don't
did that
draw.
back in October, and then I was like, "No, I'm not gonna ruin this fucking festival trying to cut tile."
Oh, dude, no, I've seen videos on Instagram.
But you
I've
know,
seen
festival
stuff
makes
where they've used the 7 and quarter inch miter saw and
Yeah.
put the 7-inch blade on it and run it without even a track. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Jesus, dude. And that was without the
Festival
hydro
makes
tail,
they
but
make
it worked.
three size circular
perfect.
saws, and I've seen guys running the TS75, which is their big saw. It's like almost an 8-inch blade, just ripping
Shit.
right through some tile and not just dry, you know. And they do make
Dry.
they do make a blade for stone, or well, not stone. It's a diamond blade. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
I don't know. I'd be scared to try it. I don't have the money to break my festival.
Oh, dude. No,
I mean, I would
no,
rush
try
right
to-
out. I would rush right out and buy another one if I did, and just fucking be broke for a little bit. I would. I would do
Or
it.
just
I'd
switch
be
them
like,
out. Like, that one's under warranty. No, this is the new one. It broke right away.
Sir, there
Oh,
seems to be like stone and shit up inside your wood cutting
Yeah,
saw.
yeah.
Huh? Really? The fuck put that stone in
Did
the
it
middle of
say
that plot?
somewhere I can't do this?
I would definitely
Oh,
fucking. I'd be on the phone with Mitabo real fucking quick trying to get another one out. One time I fucking
Oh,
sent them
hell
my old beat up fucking Sawzall, and they sent me a brand new saw. I thought he calls me, and he's like, "Hey, so we realized that there was a couple of other things wrong with your Sawzall. We can go ahead and fix this one, or I can't remember exactly how he presented this shit to me, but I ended up paying $40, and then he was like, "Well, you we're gonna send it back. It'll be good as new." And I got a brand new, like they didn't, I don't know what the fuck they did with my old one, but they sent me a whole brand new fucking Sawzall. I was like,
That's
what the
sweet.
fuck? I was
How
not
long-
expecting that.
Hell yeah.
How long did they have it? How long
They
were you
had
out
it
of
for, I was out of a Sawzall for like 3 weeks.
Man, Milwaukee sucks
Oh, geez.
ass. Okay, I've
So does Bridget.
I've had a couple drills repaired, and I've had a multi-tool repaired, and I had my 12-inch chop saw repaired. 7 months after I bought it, the fucking trigger and the handle went out. They held it for like a year and a half before I got it.
What?
Holy shit.
Yeah. Same with like drills. I might have a drill. In
Like,
the
yo, motherfucker, I'm framing over here. I need my shit back.
I might have a drill in the shop right
No.
now that I forgot about. I don't even know because they take so
get
fucking
a
long.
surprise.
Actually, the drills, when I do go pick up the drill, it looks like a brand new one. I'm just like, why the fuck did this take 8 months? I mean,
this is definitely not the
I,
same drill I sent you.
luckily we have drills
really
out the ass, but it's just like,
Well,
come on, Milwaukee.
I use a
You're
little
like
handheld
the
rigid
biggest company.
mixer, and it works great. But one time I was working, and it fucking wrapped around a bucket and just snapped the fucking cord. So I'm like, God damn it. So
Oh,
I'm like,
shit.
okay. So I bought a new cord. The other day I had some time, so I was like, I'm finally gonna actually, because what I did was just put a new little temporary plug on and had a little stubby, and it worked out good. Still worked, but I had to use an extension.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put a new cord on. You think, very easy. Anything else, you've replaced a cord, it's easy. I'm taking off all the fucking little bolts from it. I take it all apart, and it still won't come out because the way that they built that fucking thing. And I'm like trying to figure out if there's ways to slide different things. I can't open the handle enough to where I can like unscrew the wires to get the new one on. So I'm like, they fucking made this thing like a pain in the ass where like you have to send it into them, take out all the guts and rebuild it all just to do the cord. And I'm just like, fuck this. And I bought that thing for like
Sounds like a
$100. So
BMW.
I'm like, I'll just go get it. Yeah, I was like, I'll just go get a new one. Well, I went and bought a new one. It was like $179. I'm like, God damn inflation. I'm like, there's nothing new with it. It's the same fucking model, and they want another $79 now. I'm like, the dual handle was like $169, and I'm like, why? That was at the time. I was like, okay, $100, I can justify it. Otherwise, I want the dual handle. Well, they didn't have that in stock. I had to special order it, and I'm like, well, now they got me buying one for fucking $179. That's no different than the one that I had for $100. I'm like, this is bullshit.
Which mixer is
If
this?
I had it my way, I'd buy all my tools from Harbor Freight, man.
See?
I do get a lot
But-
of shit from Harbor Freight, but it's so hit or miss.
It is. It definitely is hit or miss. But Man, I've even fucking.
I used to
the
have
rigid. Okay.
And it works good. I love it, but god damn it, it's nothing different. That's more $79 worth about it. I'm like, holy shit.
I use the
But
two-handle rigid.
That's what I want to get.
It's been solid for like 2 years, maybe going on 3. I forget, but
What do you use?
The rigid mixer, the two-handle. It's in the tile section.
Oh, the paddle with the paddles.
Yeah.
Yep.
No. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's just got a trigger and it's variable speed and it's got a lock, so you don't have to sit there and hold the trigger. You can like lock it in and just.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, my mixers. I got a fucking Bauer mixer from Harbor Freight. But all I was up until like the beginning of this year when I went and bought that Bauer, I used to use my OG Hitachi drill driver. Fucking. But
I probably burnt up a Milwaukee driller too.
Oh, I killed my Makita once that way, just running it too fucking thick, and I'm like, oh shit, fucking fried it, and that was when I was running brush stuff and running brushless. But oh, dude, smoked them.
Cool for a year, but
yo, that Hitachi that Hitachi still works actually. There's nothing wrong with that drill, but it's definitely not going to be used for mixing mortar or anything like that anymore. Because
mortar and thin set such a more consistency. I used mine the other day to mix a little bit of grout, and it worked good. I'm like, all right, that's what it's perfectly good for, like it was just touch up grout,
drywall mud,
drywall mud, yeah,
that's perfectly fine.
What? I got a question. What's the last tool that y'all got, and what's the last tool that you got that really changed the game for you?
Oh god. I'm
about to put one on your list if it ain't already.
I like the Caladet stuff. I mean, I haven't gotten to use my nip nuts yet. I just ordered them. They just came in, but I haven't gotten to play with them yet. So I'm like, man, that's gonna be fun I put them in the case. That looks good. But I think honestly, all the Caladet stuff I bought, that's kind of changed my game, because before that I just ran everything with my grinder, and I had a couple Milwaukee little hole saws, and I did fine with them. But having these cones and having all these different things, polishing pads, I'm like, it stepped up my quality and how quick I can get it and the consistency of how things look. I'm like,
I feel that. For me, it would have to be like my manual cutters. I got a 52-inch, a 32-inch, and a 14-inch, and I feel like it minimizes.
Tyler one?
Yeah.
The B.
I have two in my. Yeah. I have two in my storage actually. So I got the first one, and it got delivered. The box, I was like, I told my UPS driver, I'm like, what the fuck happened to the box? And he's like, dude, that's how it ended up on my truck. So I'm like, all right, well, let me inspect this thing. I fucking inspected it, didn't see nothing wrong with it, made a couple cuts. Then I grabbed it by the beam, and there's like this cap on the top where you finish cutting. There's a cap right on the top of that. Shit just popped right off. It covers the it's a piece of metal that covers the beam where the beam kind of connects.
You're talking about
that top.
Okay.
The 52-inch did this?
Yeah.
We got
so
two.
Right when I got mine, I asked Rob, I was like, dude, do you pick this thing up by the fucking bar? Because I don't trust
I'm like,
it.
fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, dude.
No, so the fucking cap pops off, and I'm like, where the fuck did that pop off from? Like, I had no idea where the fucking shit came off. It literally just like it popped off like a spring, like it was spring loaded or something. So I'm like, what the hell? So I reached out to Tyler. I'm like, hey, so I got my cutter here, and they were like, keep it. We'll send you another one. So that's the only thing wrong with it. And now I got that one in my storage. And actually, no, sorry, the guy that I just did that scooter pan for, I let him borrow it because he's got 52-inch. He's got 20. Sorry, not 52-inch. He got 24 by 48 tile. And he didn't have a cutter. He had absolutely no idea how he was going to cut them. So I let him borrow it. And the other one, I don't think you are supposed to pick it up by the beam though, because it does have handle and wheels. So,
Yeah, I don't like it. I just use. I'll hold it by the handle, and then what I do is it's got those holes on the bottom side, like towards the handle. So as I'm placing it down, I hold it from there. So fingers don't, because I got fat fingers. So if I'm holding it and it's coming down, it's smashing my hand, and I'm like, I can't get it out. So I'll hold it there and ease it down. But man, that motherfucker's got some weight on him. So it's it's not a cutter by any means.
Yeah, my
but
tire
that
in the,
I like
in the shed with my Montolit and my Sigma, and the QEP
There you go.
21-inch baby has been getting all the action lately. I don't know why. It's just cutting better. The tiles, different tiles,
word.
better on different snappers for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Prior to-
Well, what's the
I ran
the tool?
The tool, the
The tool
Colo
that's
mix,
good.
dude,
I knew you were gonna say that
The
shit, man.
Colo
I
mix.
fucking knew it.
is fire.
Ah, man, that's
Throw
dope.
your measuring buckets away.
Damn.
Dude,
See,
it's so dope. We just like hook up to the hose and like hang it in through the window, and it's like, oh, we need a little squirt. There we go.
Damn.
It's sweet.
Now,
What's that
Especially
thing?
like-
What's that thing cost? Like 170, 180?
No, it's like 270.
woo!
Damn,
But-
I wasn't expecting that.
But it comes a
But
little. It's got a little case, so it's not like a bucket. Like a mixing bucket gets broken, lost, you forgot it. Get to this-
Yeah.
Fuck, now I got to go pick up a mixing bucket or some shit. Especially with like leveler, because it's got to be so precise. You can't just do a couple sponge squeezes and mix it and be like, yeah, that's good consistency.
Yeah.
You gotta be quick with it too. Like this last leveler pour we did was 40 bags.
So
It's like instead of having
there's
like
a trick too, which I
20
didn't-
buckets out and pre-filling them, you just got this thing, like mix one, here you go, fill the bucket back up.
Well,
You're not waiting for the water to stop doing this.
Kyle got one where
You're like, nah, I know it's the right amount in there because it put the right amount.
Right.
here's a hack too. The tile shop, they'll sell them to you, but okay, if you're using their particular formula, it works good. Otherwise, get a bucket. They sell a 6-gallon bucket, and then they sell this other little bucket too, which already is made to specs if they're using their superior leveling system. But you find out what you need, put it in there, and then drill 2 holes on each side.
I was gonna
Of the
say drill a
bucket.
hole.
And exactly, and then that way it hits it right in that line, and you're good to go. Obviously,
just
what
make
your
sure
tool,
you-
what you have, is fucking beautiful.
Just
But
make sure you
that was
drill a
something that-
big enough hole. Because I've tried
Yes.
to drill a hole trick after a TCNA meeting, and they were like, "Yeah, check this trick out. You drill a hole." He didn't show us it leaking out. He only drilled a little,
No,
quarter
it's gotta be like a
nail.
quarter of
No,
an inch.
no, you need like a good size hole, honestly.
Yeah, quarter of an inch at
Standing
least,
there
and
for-
2 of them.
Standing there for 10 minutes watching the water come out, and you're like, oh, "Fuck, I could have done this faster." Like,
Now,
I
the company that you got for the water measure, that's the same company that Kip has for the dual-handed mixer. Is that right?
yeah.
Yes. Color mix. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Kip ain't gonna be smacking the top of those fucking mixers with a hammer anymore. I'll tell you that. Vibration method ain't gonna work if you're beating the top out of that fucking click in.
Hell no, it ain't.
Where's it at? Here we go.
Oh, dude.
Hold on. Talking about
You know what the thing with those buckets too, they
talking
always
about
end
a
up.
holy bucket like that.
There you go.
Oh shit, he's got a whole.
Oh, bro, I've already done that
You
shit.
got a hole-
It takes
yeah.
forever.
Those little buckets always end up being grout buckets for me, man. So I go through them anyway, man.
Yeah.
I'll do that, or I use them for my sealer. Which even this last time I did sealer, I'm like, man, because some of it sometimes gives a film. I just went to fucking dollar store, like Dollar Tree, and bought like a little dollar bucket. I'm like, fuck that. I'm like, it's gonna serve its purpose, and it's out of here, and it cost me $1. I'm like, that's worth it.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't use that damn bucket to mix any thin set in. You'll blast the side out in no time. But I'm like, hell, if I'm just pouring fucking sealer in it, easy.
Gotcha.
Man, speaking of blasting the side of a bucket, I got those Brute trash cans. They use them for like food storage at restaurants
yeah.
and shit. The wheels on the
Yeah.
bottom. Like third mix on that big leveler pour, we blew out a hole in the bottom of it, and we're like rolling it, and it's just dropping leveler everywhere. Fucking
fuck.
terrible. That shit sucks when you bust your bucket when you're doing leveler. because we do.
Were
three
you
bags.
like, were
We
you
do-
close to where you had to pour?
Well, no, we were out front, and then we had to roll it through the house, through the bedroom.
Oh, fuck.
But like the
Oh,
floor was
no,
all
no.
covered, so I was like, "Fuck it, just roll it quick," you know. And we'll just change the paper. But
oh, man.
it's a little bit of a crisis situation when that happens. You know, you got
Yeah.
3 bags in this trash can, and it's all oozing out the bottom. You're like, "Fuck!"
That's one of the moments where you wish you were able to record so you can go back and watch it and laugh after you're no longer pissed off about the shit that you got.
$115 a
That's like-
leveler.
Well, my
Fuck,
nightmare
dude.
is blowing out the side. What I do when I'm mixing my thin set, I'll hold it in the bucket with my feet, and then that keeps it from spinning around. And I'm like, oh yeah. But then my one fear is like it's up there with like the grinder blade exploding on me. I'm like, okay, in the event this side gets blown out, there's a good chance that my like I'm gonna fucking lose a toe real quick. I'm like, this is not smart. But if I don't hold it, then it fucking sometimes, depending on the consistency, it'll take up. And I'm like, dude, no,
That
I
should
need
have,
a little rocket.
yeah. Put your foot on top of the bucket.
There you go. That's not a bad idea.
Do the Captain Morgan while you're mixing.
Do you ever stand on the rim of the bucket?
Stand what?
Like get on the rim of the bucket and mix.
No.
2 feet up on the rim. And you're just like, nah.
I don't think, man, how much do you weigh, bro?
Enough to party. 150.
I feel like if I did that, I would definitely. I would have to stand on the bucket upside down. I don't know if I can stand on the rim of the bucket.
Yeah.
I used to weigh
You got-
135. I can totally do that in 135. These days, I'm like 170. I'm like, that is asking for fucking trouble, man. I don't even feel
I'm
flip
150
the bucket over and I'm standing on top of it. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Those days are kind of over for me, I think.
Yeah. No, dude, I'm fucking 215 on a good day, man. I can't. Maybe like 210 on a good day, but I couldn't, man. 200 pounds on one of those on the rim of that bucket, man, it's gonna collapse.
I don't know, Harry. Try it out. You should record it though.
Okay, yeah.
You should definitely record.
I got you next week.
Oh my!
Yo, damn, we've been on here for 2 hours.
His
Already.
ankle.
Almost. 2
Yeah,
hours,
so we'll
almost
probably
2 hours.
wrap this up.
What time is it?
We'll
Wait, is it the same time for both of you guys where you're at? Or
Nah, I think we're in 3 different time zones. I'm in Central.
oh shit, really?
Central. I'm in Mountain, which there's like, what the fuck is Mountain time? But that's what Colorado is.
Mountain time. Mountain.
So you're
life.
not. So you're not Pacific.
2 hours.
You're. Oh
I'm in Mountain, so I'm 2 hours behind.
shit!
So yep. And then
Damn. So wait.
Pacific's 3
So
hours.
okay. So for you it's 9:52. For Kyle it's no. For you it's 8:52. For Kyle it's 9:52.
Yeah.
And
And for you,
yeah,
it's fucking what 10:52.
almost
time for
11.
night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, we'll wrap this up. Usually we try just to hit it an hour and a half anyway. So you just been such a good guest, buddy. It's been nice and fluid, man. I love it.
Me too, man. Honestly, I just looked at the time. I'm like, shit, it's almost 10:52.
What's that jersey you're wearing, bro?
Oh shit!
Nice,
Hell yeah.
dude.
I
I'm gonna be
saw
honest.
this and I was like, man, I gotta have that,
be
man.
Lean back so we can just see the top of the letters. I thought it said Kush. I thought it said Kush.
I don't wear I don't wear clothing like that anymore, man. But I still cheat.
I saw the
man.
leaves and the tops of the letters. I'm like, is he wearing a jersey that says Kush with leaves all over it?
Yeah, no, I haven't worn clothes like that in a long time, man. I still blow it down though, but I don't dress like that no more.
Nah,
Yep.
I never did. I already look too
Oh,
much
dude.
the part. I don't need to be wearing shit like that.
Yeah.
One of my
Randy's
favorite
always
hoodies-
called. What's up?
Well, I got I still got a hoodie that I kept, but one of my favorite ones was it Cheech and Chong did it's called Light Up Across America, and they did a little comedian kind of thing. That was their last.
Yeah.
get-together.
I remember that tour. Yeah.
That was the biggest stoner back in the day, and me and my wife went and saw that, and I still have that sweatshirt. Like, man, if it's like a day that I know I'm just getting down, I'm like, all right, put that on around the house and just fucking get back to my old me. But with kids, man, I don't do that anymore, man. So it's just it's different. So
yeah, dude.
least-
Shit, for me too, man. How's your oldest kid?
oldest one's she just turned 8, and then the youngest will turn
okay,
5.
okay.
But
Gotcha.
they know, you know what I mean? So it's like
Oh yeah, they know. Hell yeah, man. I
I'm
got a
trying to
15-year-old and a 12-year-old, so I'm like, I really like stopped like back in October.
there you go.
I stopped smoking cold turkey. Like I
Yep.
had a little health situation that kind of had me worried, so I was like, fuck this shit, no more smoking, no more drinking. But as of lately, I'm seeing the doctor and they told me my heart's good and I just needed like really it's
Stress can
funny.
get you
This
too,
is
man.
it was definitely stress, man. Last year was a tough year. I lost my brother and
Oh,
me and my 15-year-old, we would fucking bump heads all the time, man. So it was like just constant fucking like I never really had a chance, even with the weed, man. I never had a really good chance to like just fucking calm down, man. Like I was just
yeah.
working, the personal shit going on, and me and my 15-year-old fucking always fighting and shit. It was just so I had this one moment where I was like, all right, if I don't fucking figure something out, something could go wrong. But I've been seeing the doctor now, and the only thing it's funny because I've been telling myself like I've done a lot of hard shit in my life. Like being a dad is hard. Starting a business with no experience is hard. But the
Yep.
hardest shit that I really ever had to do was fucking cut carbs out of my diet, bro. Like my doctor told me, she was like, you gotta cut the carbs out. So it's like I don't need to be like on a keto diet or anything like that. But fuck, man, everything I eat is carbs. Like
Yep.
I track my macros and shit right now, and it's like I can't get enough protein and fat to save my life, but I can fucking go over carbs every day. And I don't even try. Like I'm not even like I'm trying not to. And it's just like there's carbs in everything. Like it's the fucking hardest shit I've ever had to fucking do, man. To cut carbs out
I
of my
mean, you
life.
have to cut complex carbs too, or just simple carbs.
No, just simple carbs. Simple carbs. I can do like the good ones I can do like obviously like sweet potatoes and shit like that and
Mm-hmm.
whatever carbs we get from the
Fruit.
fruits and shit that we
Yeah.
eat like that's not really doing me but it's just like I'm Puerto Rican. Like
Bread.
my not
Bread.
only that but like my
Beans.
staple dinner has rice in it every day. Like, so it's like
Yeah.
the fucking the rice, the pasta, and the bread is the hardest shit, man. So like trying to find substitutes for that stuff is just like, how do I get full if I can't eat that shit? Like, but
Yeah.
I can't. I'm trying to cut out the red meats. I don't want. Can't be doing too much. Obviously, no burgers. Like there was a time last year where I was like eating a burger like 5 days out of the week. Like,
Oh fuck yeah, dude. Yeah.
That's
yeah. So yeah,
Well, I
no.
used to
So
eat, and when I smoked, my metabolism was way up, and then I stopped smoking back in November, and now I just do it every
mm,
once in a while for the fuck of it. And ever since I did that, my
yeah.
metabolism just stopped. And all of a sudden, that's when I went from being 135 my whole life to being now 170. And I'm like, even the doctor was like, damn, you were way under, so it's all good now. But he goes, but
yeah.
there's
I
gonna
was gonna
be
say
a time.
at your height, 135, dude, you were
Oh, dude, I was a rail. I look like a goddamn, like
you could see through your ass.
fucking shack. And anybody that knew me, I ate like crazy, and it just never stayed on. I just constantly burned it off, and like people were like, "What the fuck?" Like I always joked, I'm like, I'm feeding my tapeworm, but I
You were
mean,
fucking
shit.
transparent back then.
Feeling my tape.
My wife showed me pictures, and I'm like, "Holy shit! Like that is insane. That is not me."
Yeah.
But once again, I think I was going through that. That's when I had my shit where I needed to go to the doctor. I found out I've got OCD, I got bipolar, and they got me on medicine for that. I always used weed as my crutch, and
Mm,
had not having that as my crutch, the medicine they gave me, it changed me. So I'm like, the guy I am now is completely different than what I was because stress was just eating me alive, and I don't know.
yeah.
There were some days I was like, I don't want to do this anymore, and it's been good this last year because it's been all right. It's the one regret my doctor asked me was like, well, how do you feel? Because they want you to make sure you're not suicidal and things. I was like, no, I'm not suicidal by any means. I said the only regret I have is that it took me this long to come get help from you. I said, because and you know, he told me there's no better time than now, so it was nice. But
Yeah,
there-
yeah,
those-
yeah.
OCD
I would come out
and
here.
bipolar. Sounds like a time.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh, dude.
Sounds like a Todd
100%,
Slater.
brother.
It's not
So that's-
perfect.
now you know why my tools are the way they are. I'm like, oh, dude.
Oh
Too
man,
good.
bro, if you ever make your way over to the East Coast, man, stop by my storage and help me organize my storage,
Yeah.
dude. Like,
I can do it.
I see
I
your
can do
shit, man. I see your shit, and I'm just like, fuck, man. If I just had an ounce of organization in my life, I would be fucking fine, man. But it's
Oh,
just
dude.
like,
It's a bug as soon as you catch it. Because man, growing up, my room was a shithole, and
me
and finally
too.
when I-
And if it wasn't
I
for my
moved
lady,
out.
it still would be.
the one thing inside's perfect thanks to her. She does a great job. But man, I'm like, okay, now I think becoming a piecework employee at that business really changed me, because it was like I still had some organization, but I realized, God, the less I have to dig in trucks and have to find things, the quicker I make money, you know, without taking shortcuts that are going to make my work or the quality of work look like shit. So I mean, I like it, but like the bug, because now I'll see, like, I just saw that 2-drawer system from Rigid, and I got the 3, and I'm like, oh fuck, what could I use that 2-drawer for? And I'm like, I don't want to spend $120.
Don't you
Like,
hate
I'm
that?
good.
Man, I
So,
had to turn that Milwaukee off on me. I'm like, you need to stop fucking buying every fucking thing they put out. Okay. Whew. Thank God I already had
wait.
rigid boxes when pack out became a thing. Otherwise, I'd have been
Yeah.
buying that shit too. And I was like,
Oh my god, bro, that pack
you,
out, bro.
you already
they-
got
like-
rigid boxes. Don't be mixing and matching. Just stick to one.
That's where I was at. My buddy has all the what is it, the pack outs, and I'm like, oh dude, but I priced out all my stuff as if they were pack outs, and it was like $1,500 more. And I'm like, yeah, no. I'm like, the rigid ones, they work just as good. There's less, you know, versatility in it, but it's fuck, dude. I've never blown one out yet, so I'm like, I'm gonna
They're
rock and roll
solid.
with them until they're fucking done.
My oldest ones are kind of starting to chip now, but other than that, good boxes. My oldest
They
ones are
are.
like 6 years old too. I mean, they've been out in the rain and the sun and the back of every truck bed I've had in the last few years, and you know, just thrown around. It's a good box.
Mine are my lady bought me, not last Christmas, the Christmas before that, she bought me just a three, you know, one big box, middle box, and the small box on top, Craftsman.
Oh yeah.
And it helped. It helped me get organized, because like before that, like I had just tools all over. And before that, like I used to drive a Chevy Colorado. Now I drive a Silverado. The Colorado, the back seat was like, it was non-existent. It was just tools back there, like
Oh, you drive a
tools
silver.
and all kinds of shit. Now,
Yeah.
I would like to get a lot more of those fucking boxes though, man, because it's like I have one that's got 2 drawers, and I use that for my grinder and my fucking all my grinder attachments and fucking. I'm like, fuck, man. But just anything that comes with a case, I gotta have it. Like I just fucking cases are the shit, man.
Colo mix comes with the
Yep.
case, boys.
I know.
Colo mix.
That's what you did. It's like, God, it
Comes
did
with a
that to me.
case.
Oh,
But
that's
yeah,
good.
man.
Well,
But
fuck
shit,
yeah.
man.
We'll get you off of here. It's been awesome. We'll have to have you on. We're gonna do something pretty cool next year, so we'll get with you, and like I said, we'll have you back on here and continue this. All right.
Anytime, man. I would love to come back on, man. It's been fun.
Harry, where are you
Awesome.
at? Carolina? North Carolina?
Yep.
South Carolina, Ladson, just outside of Charleston.
South Carolina? Damn.
Yeah, South Carolina.
Hell yeah. Hell yes. Well,
Man.
are you planning on being at Coverings next year?
It's gonna be a while.
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah. Orlando, that's where it was.
Cool.
My
Well,
first year
see
to
you then,
Covering.
man.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be there, man. Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Am I breaking in out here?
I can't wait. This was my first year, so I'm
Yeah, looking forward to it, man. Definitely
Go.
looking forward to it. Well, boys,
well.
I guess.
Let's wrap it up. Thanks, Harry, for being our guest, and Kyle. We'll see him all next week. Keep
See
kicking
ya.
ass,
See you
Harry.
guys.
Appreciate it, bud.
I'll see you guys on the gram, man. Appreciate y'all having me,
Yeah,
man.
dude. You the man, Harry.
Of course. Take care, my friend.
All right, later.
Later.
Well, well, well. It's just the two of us.
All right, I just ended that and end this one.